Hey y'all, this is Lee. I'm coming to you this morning on a gorgeous Tuesday morning. Couldn't ask for better sunlight. For y'all that is just now watching my second video, I do videos on spiritual truths, biblical truths, life lessons, and I all get it from examples of woodworking, because that's what I do. But I also get it from my years of being a fireman down in DeKalb County, Georgia. After I retired, started looking for ways to use what I learned to make connections. And that's how I want to do today. I'm using something I learned in the fire department to speak a truth. So what I want to talk to you about this morning is tell you about a fire we had one time long ago. I was the driver at Station 15, and that was my job. For the majority of the time I was a fireman, I was a driver. And we had a fire in Station 5's immediate, and we were third on scene, and it was burning really good over the garage and was starting to leach into the house. Over the garage, come to find out later, we had a master bedroom and master suite, which turned out to be the master closet. The fire had started in the garage and burned through the floor and started making its way up into the master suite. And you could see fire coming out the windows and all when we got there. And our job was Station 5 got there first on scene because it was their immediate. And then 19 got there and we got third on scene. 19 was in command. They had sent their crews in to start slinging ladders and, all the kind of things like that to help get water supply. And so we got told to go in and assist 5 with fire attack. But the problem was, come to find out later, the master suite was cut up in a weird way. And for y'all that have never been in fire, which I'm guessing probably most of y'all have not, fire, the smoke coming off of fire is pitch black. It's dark. It's like standing in a room completely void of any light and putting your hand up in front of your face. You can't even see your hand. I mean, it's pitch black. And so we made our way through the house, and the bottom was smoky, but it was clear. You could see. I mean, I didn't even put my respirator on to breathe air until we got to the bottom of the steps to go to the second floor. That's how clear it was. And so we go in. Cap goes up first. The rookie goes up in front of him or behind him, and then I go up. And as we get up there, obviously, as I just stated, it was pitch black. I mean, you couldn't see nothing. So when you come up the steps, there was a closet to my right, and you take a left around the banister onto a little landing to go to what we thought was where the master bedroom was. And we get up there, and the way the house was built, the stairs was kind of on the back side of that structure. And so the roof was tilted, and you kept hitting your head on the roof as you're trying to make it around there. And I was following behind Cap and them, and they ran into a wall. And Cap said, "Hey, Clay, go back to the steps and start making your way around and see if you find an entry, a door, anything, because I'm not finding anything over here." And the rookie's between us. And so I go back over, and all I'm feeling is that closet. I can stick my arm in there, and I can feel the back wall. I can feel the side walls, and it's right there beside the steps. So I step into that closet with my back to the wall, and I told Cap what I'd found, and he's searching. 5 is still searching, trying to find the seat of the fire. Well, what we didn't know is that when 5 went in, there was something in their way they couldn't see, and they shoved it out of the way. and made entry into that room. Well, it turns out that that closet that I thought was a closet was a bookshelf that Five had shoved out of their way. And it just landed perfectly in line with where that doorway was, that I thought at that point was a coat closet or something like that. Well, we're still in there trying to make our way into the bedroom. And I had went back around that corner on that landing and still couldn't find a door to go into the master bedroom. We are looking. And then from the inside, you really can't see because it's pitch black, right? So command calls, everybody get out. And so Five makes their way out. Well, as they come to the door, of course, they shove that bookshelf out of the way. So what I thought was a closet, they shoved that bookshelf out of the way, made their way down the steps. We worked our way back around to where the steps was on that banister, and we told the rookie to keep his right hand on the banister, and when he gets to the end of it, just turn and go straight down the steps. So I make my way over. He's not a 5-year-old, so we're not going to hold his hand. But I make my way over, and I make my way down the steps. And when I get to the bottom, I stand at the bottom waiting on Cap and them to come out. And I start seeing legs coming down the steps. And as I do, Cap comes into view, but not the rookie. And as you can imagine, that kind of freaked us out. And so Cap hollered at me, "Hey, where's the rookie?" And I said, "I thought he was with you." And so, of course, Cap goes back up the steps, starts hollering for the rookie. He was our cook, so he called him Cookie. And he started hollering, "Cookie, where you at?" And he could hear his voice. And he ends up going through the doorway that I thought was the closet that Five had moved that shelf out of the way for. And he goes in there and he's hollering for the rookie, and the rookie's hollering back, "Cap, I'm lost. It's getting really hot in here, and I can't find my way back out of this room." And Cap said, "Well, come to my voice." And he starts working his way back over. Now, a side note here, something I want y'all to understand. Any fireman who's watching this is going to know, if command is hollering for everybody to extricate and get out of the building, and you lose somebody, if you don't have a hose line with you, especially, but if you lose somebody, you call a mayday, which means you call for help. And we didn't, because we're trying to find him first. Wrong answer. You call a mayday and get help up there to find, because if the chief is seeing fire turning bad and everybody needs to be out, then we could get trapped. Well, we didn't, and we didn't need it because Cap called for the rookie. The rookie came to him, grabbed his hand, and he proceeded to make his way down the steps and out the door, and he didn't turn loose of the rookie until we got outside. So everything was fine, but of course when we got outside, the chief chewed Cap a new butt, and he let him have it. And when he explained what happened, he chewed him even harder, because you should have called a mayday, and we didn't. Needless to say, we didn't make that mistake again. But that story has been used in so many different situations. And this past week, my wife and I were talking about somebody at our church that used to be there, and they're no longer there. They've disappeared. We don't know where they're at. We don't know what they're doing. And I had made the comment to her that we need to go find them and pursue them. And that made us start talking about other people. Not talking about, I don't want y'all to think we're talking about somebody. Talking about how there's other people we don't know where they're at. And God kind of convicted me on that, because what have I been doing? I've known they've been missing for a while. I've known they've not been coming to church. What am I doing? I'm not doing anything. That's a hard thing to think about. But then I started thinking about all these folks over the years that I call friends, and I've shared Jesus with them. And then all of a sudden, years and years, like I've got one friend that we've been friends 25 years. He started out as an atheist. He now believes in God. He believes he's there. He believes he exists. But he's just not ready to turn his life over to him, which, I understand. I was an agnostic before I got saved. I get it. I didn't just drop him because he wouldn't come to Christ, but life got busy. And now here I am almost 2 years later, and I can't think of the last time that I talked to him. Obviously, I got burdened. I got convicted. And it made me think about this illustration. And made me think about a parable that if you've been to any Sunday school at any time in a Christian church, then you've heard this parable. It's the parable of the leaving the 99 to go find the one. And it tells about, Jesus tells this parable about leaving the 99 in an open field to go search for the one that's in the wilderness, the lost sheep. And he goes and he finds him and he puts him on his shoulders. And he comes back. And this verse right here, Luke 15:7 says, I tell you that in the same way, there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over the 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent. I spend every Sunday and every Wednesday working with our youth department. I've now started working doing college career ministry at our church. So I'm trying to find college career students to start coming to Bible study in midweek, for a midweek Bible study. But I can't tell you the last time that I reached out to, we'll call him Joe Smith, who used to sit about 10 or 12 rows back from the front toward the middle with his mom and dad. And he's nowhere to be found. And I've not reached out. Or another female who used to be active and now she's not. What have I done to reach out to her? Needless to say, I've gotten convicted. And just like I tell my youth, I'm never going to share a biblical truth. I'm never going to share a Bible study. I'm never going to share a sermon or whatever with anybody else before God has not already dealt with me on that subject first. So what I'm bringing to you this morning, God's already spanked my tail over me being a slacker. And I want to share this with you this morning because even though it don't seem like that big a deal, they're a grown adult. If they want to leave church, they can leave church. You're right. But typically people leave church because of a reason. They've been hurt. They've strayed. They got into the world and the world convinced them that they don't need to go to church. They don't need to do all these things. And if we don't reach out to them, we're hypocrites. We say we care about people. We say we care about the world. But if I'm not reaching out to this man and this woman, I'm a hypocrite. Because what really care am I showing them if I let them wander aimlessly in the wilderness? Or be like that rookie lost in the smoke and they can't see. You know, there's people watching this video right now, and I've been there. I'm telling you, I've been there. You're wandering through life, and it seems futile, like in Ecclesiastes. It talks about how pointless this life is if you don't have Christ. And I have that remedy, and I'm doing nothing with it. So how many people in your life do you know that's like that rookie? That they were with you, they were beside you, and now they're lost in the smoke. You see, because the rookie said something in that fire that stuck out. Now, we ended up going in and fighting the fire and putting the fire out. We found it, found the error it got put out. But the rookie was one wall away from where that fire was and couldn't see it. And he kept saying, it's hot. It's getting hot in here. That's because the fire was really close. How many people have walked away from church or have come so close to salvation and walked away, who is now realizing that, and life is hard? And if we don't reach out, who will? I know this was a hard one this morning. I hope it touched you. And I pray that God will use this in your life to spark you to start moving forward, to start reaching out a hand in the dark smoke, to find that one person. Hey, I love you. I'm praying for you. Every morning in my quiet time, I say a prayer for whoever watches these videos. So if you're watching right now, I'm praying that God moves in you, that he works in you, and that he floods you with his grace. Have a great day.